Hey, I'm back for round 2, going up game 1 against Bant Miracles, up against PA Rude. This hand is a little bit top heavy, but the start of Aether Vial and Plains and Port just seems a little bit too good, so we're going to keep this. This hand is quite weak to any sort of combo deck. So this looks like it might be some sort of green-black depths combo. But Once Upon a Time is being picked up in a few different decks, so it doesn't give away anything straight away. This looks like Painter. Luckily a turn 1 spell that doesn't really need to be interacted with us. Okay. This could be a scary match. We do have the tools to beat Painter's Servant, but it can be very tight. Phyrexian Revoker is interesting because it can name Grindstone. I don't mind just porting this turn, letting them have the Painter's Servant, and just playing a little bit slower. Tapping down the Great Furnace to see if they actually use it for the Goblin Engineer here. Okay. We know about City of Traders. I think if they had a Pyroblast, they would have hit the Aether Vial. That's going to be fine. Tapping down the City of Traders actually seems pretty good. But I also just want to make sure that they can't win next turn through playing a Grindstone and then activating it with another Soul Land. So maybe the play is just to get a little bit more protective. Something like a Khan would be pretty good here as well. And a Khan is going to be. At least in this case, if they have a Walking Ballista, we can give whatever they target protection from blue with Mother of Runes, which is kind of nice. Lion's Eye Diamond, okay. think I like just going for Mirran here. If they get a Mycosynth's Lattice, at least we can attack with the Mirran Crusader quite effectively. Maybe next turn if we draw a land, we can play Thalia and also Port. They could also give up on their hand, sack the LED for mana, and then just play a huge Walking Ballista for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if they have a land 8 as a 4/4, which the mums can't protect that well. Opponent here obviously having a pretty good think about what they want to do this turn. They have a lot of mana and a lot of options. Grindstone's fine. Scary, but fine for now. Take up Khan and just pass. Stoneforge. I think I need to kill the Khan, so I think I have to use a mum here. I don't mind Thalia first, so that if they do have a red elemental blast, we can at least try to avoid them from having 2. Now, if they have a red elemental blast here, I think we just let the Crusader die, unfortunately. Okay, so we save the Crusader, they lose the Khan, they have 2 cards in hand. What are the chances are that they have another Pyroblast or Red Elemental Blast for the Revoker, and then they can target us with Grindstone? I think unfortunately we might have to just let this one slide. As much as Mirran was our way to win this game currently, I think patience is definitely something that I need to consider. Especially when they could just go off quite easily. Well, now I guess they have the LED, so they can get under bridge. So let's see if we can attack first. They probably will just sack the LED. Okay. So maybe the best plan here is just Recruiter for Flickerwisp instead of double Port. Palace Jail is pretty interesting as well. Can Jailer the Servant, but then they most likely still attack. I think we have to get a Wisp here, just because it's an out to the Ensnaring Bridge currently. I think my best draw is most likely a land. So we can try to play the Wisp, but also have up Flickerwisp. Sorts of Plowshares would be nice as well. Okay, there's Port. So maybe I have time to actually just play the Wisp. Flicker Recruiter, get another Wisp. Upkeep, I'll tap down their City of Traders. Looks like they had a Punishing Fire. Interesting. So they did have a way to deal with the Revoker if we let the Mirran Crusader get through to Khan. Lucky. One card in hand. Interesting. I wonder if that means if I want to port them in like my upkeep. Maybe at the end of my draw step. Okay. We can now attack the Khan with Flickerwisp and Recruiter with protection. Now we kind of have to fade a turn, and then Port's going to work really well with this Ensnaring Bridge, because we can hopefully get them to the situation where they have to keep cards in hand because they just can't cast them. Blood Sun. That's pretty good. That turns off Rishadan Port, so a pretty nice draw there. Swords' backup is quite nice. We'll go with Stoneforge. Unfortunately, because the equipment is pro blue, it won't actually do anything. Oh, actually, we can get Jitte. We can cast Vial. And then in their end step, we can get rid of Painter's Servant. Nothing is pro blue anymore. And then we can get in with Jitte, which allows us to maybe then get under the Ensnaring Bridge because we can make Stoneforge a 0-1. Veil of Summer, they're going to cycle it. I wonder if in response I just want to get rid of Painter's Servant. I don't think I do, because I want to make sure that Goblin Welder can't do anything. So now they have 0 cards in hand, which is pretty rough. I guess Grove... I think it still can do the effect with Punishing Fire. Maybe I'll let it go one more turn. Just to see what we draw into, because Revoker can turn off Engineer, which makes this sword a lot better for Painter's Servant. Stoneforge. I guess we can play the Stoneforge because we can grab out Sword of Fire and Ice, just make sure we don't draw it. Come on, Revoker. Or Palace Jail would be pretty good as well. Another port. They only have one card in hand. I guess we could have put in Sword there through the Stoneforge Mystic. I'm going to tick this up to 3. Prelate's pretty good. I'm going to play this on 2. Turns off Punishing Fire. Oh, which means it leaves it in their hand. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Bloodsun's fine. I don't want to use the swords yet because it might waste it if they just sack Lion's Eye Diamond to go down to 0 cards and then get it back with Goblin Engineer. This can stay no longer. Always no. Plains. Not really what we want. We can attack for 1 though. Skip Pro Blue. Well, now we have a chance to actually get rid of the Painter's Servant, which is kind of nice. Which means half the combo isn't in the graveyard. Welder's fine. They still have 1 card in hand. I think this is where it starts to turn, because now we can attack with a Jitte creature. We'll see if they know the Lion's Eye. Oh, maybe not. Ah, they do. Okay. Well, we tried. Another Welder's fine. Painter's Servant, okay. So now we're back to blue, and the Jitte will most likely drop off. Ah, it doesn't get... Of course, it doesn't have protection. Interesting. Ah, my bad. I could have given That's rough. I thought that was targeting their own stuff. Rough. Yep. That was just a mind blank. Sideboarding. Council Judgment, Leonin Relic-Warder. I don't mind Rest in Peace. I don't mind the extra parts just to get rid of the combo. I don't mind Recruiter of the Guard. Cataclysm I'm not too big on. I think Walking Ballista is fine. I think Mirrans can come out. I think Tomiks are interesting because if they start red elemental blasting out creatures, it's rough. Sword can come out. I think that we can go down on Stoneforges in this matchup. Mum's still great. Swords are still great. Thalia's fine. Charming Prince is fine, especially for looking through stuff. I don't mind Thalia, Heretic, Cathar. Palace Jail is great. Batterskull's great. Maybe we can go down on like a Karakas to 22 lands. Maybe the extra paths aren't needed. And we just go with this. That's pretty tough. We could have given protection there from blue, so a little rough. Would love to play first. This sounds great. We'll keep this. I'm gonna start on Karakas, not to give away that we have Port. Don't really like its extra vials. I'm just going to name Goblin Welder with this Revoker. I kind of want to turn it off. I feel like they were putting them out for a reason. I think Rest in Peace is fine here. Now I'm happy to just put in Thalia on my turn. Definitely take this up to 3. Wasteland. Wasteland's pretty nice. Pretty happy just to start attacking their mana. So here I'm just going to vial out the Goblin Welder. And then we deal damage to the Engineer? Yeah, cool. Upkeep, we can tap down a land. I'm always bad with ordering blockers on MTGO. I'm gonna say always no. Jitte, interesting. Definitely attack. Just gonna get aggressive. I don't really want them to have the Goblin Welders around as just fodder for Thalia, so... Obviously have nothing. And the land would be pretty nice, and it is. Okay. Now we just have double port. And there's the concession. Do I want to change anything? Maybe Prince just isn't the greatest. Maybe I'd rather just have an extra removal spell on the draw. One lander with some really nice stuff. I'm going to quickly take a snippet. I don't think I'll keep this, mainly because I can't cast anything in my opening hand. I don't want to rely on drawing into my white source. So I'm going to mull this. This sounds really nice. We'll keep this and we'll bottom the Council's Judgment. I think I just want to swords this straight away. Even though we have the Aether Vial. Too many times my opponent's done some pretty nut stuff with things like Lion's Eye Diamond. Engineer's going to be fine. I think I'd rather just deal with this now. Just to keep as much stuff off the table as much as I can. But I could definitely see a world where you keep it. Once upon a time, okay. Crater Maker, interesting. I wonder if they just try to blow up the Aether Vial here. I wouldn't mind that. because we have the backup. Nice. Wow, nothing. Wasteland's a really nice draw. I don't mind actually going after their mana here. I'm gonna hold up Path for now. I'm happy to put this vial to 3, because I think at 3 instant speed is just so good. Kind of have to just pass back here. Interesting. So in response to this, luckily, we can just path this. We lose the blue. And now we can just actually put this back in the hand. So that actually worked out pretty bad for my opponent. Luckily, because we had the mana. Or the removal spell, sorry. Always know. Oh, there we go. Swords is not really what we want. I think here I'm happy to actually attack for 3. It also shows that I might have Flickerwisp, and that's why I'm attacking with my protective creature. So, we'll see what happens here. Okay. For the most part, this is kind of acting like a time walk for us, which is nice. Because we have Palace Jailer and Recruiter of the Guard in the deck, I'm pretty happy to let this slide for now and not use this sword. Now, do I allow this to stick? That's the big question. So right now they can get back... I guess they can switch vials as well, so I'm just going to Swords it right now. It's just a nuisance that I don't really want to deal with. But it does open me up to just getting comboed out, which is kind of rough. Blood Sun's fine. Batterskull, okay. Now we're talking. Plague Engineer. That's going to be fine, sadly. Can't really do too much there. Didn't expect Plague. Oof. I think here we just put this Recruiter in and go for Palace Jailer pretty quickly. They have one turn. What can they do? Grindstone, Painter's Servant, LED is a win. And we get there. Nice. That feels pretty good. We'll be back for round 3 after this.